Welcome to Shamrock Reddit Stories, where a man kicks his girlfriend's visiting from out-of-town family out of his house for tying up his dog. This one is from Cookies for Me, hee hee, and it's called, Am I the Butthole for Not Sharing My Secret Santa Gift? So, we exchanged our Secret Santa gifts today at lunch at work. I had random stuff like candy and stuff like that on my list, nothing special. No expectations, really. My Secret Santa got me some meringue cookies, which sounds stupid, but my grandma used to have them at her house when I was a kid, and I haven't had them in a long time. It's something I've wanted to get myself for a while, but I either couldn't find them, forgot, or they weren't important enough to order online. I guess it's a nostalgia thing. I'm 100% sure that I know who gave them to me because it came up in conversation with her like a month ago. Then a coworker was like, "Hey, crack them open and share." Another said, "Yeah, I've never had them. The thing is, I know that once I open them, they're probably going to be gone before I left." My coworkers never have just one of anything, and nobody else received food, so therefore I was the only one asked to share. I sort of tapped on the container and said, "Nah, I'm going to save these bad boys for later." A different coworker said, "Oh, come on." Then the person who I think was my Santa gifter said, "He doesn't have to share if he doesn't want to." When I got home, I showed my sister the cookies and offered her some. I told her about how my coworkers were trying to get me to share them. She said that in situations like that, it's sorta expected that you share and offer some if your gift is food, and that I might have come off like a jerk for telling them no. She said that I should have just shared and I could always buy more for myself later. This was my first work Secret Santa. Am I the butthole? OP, since this is your first work Secret Santa, then Seamus and I are assuming that you are fairly young. Office politics is an acquired skill, and until you feel like you have a better mastery of said skill, you are going to feel some anxiety over how you handle certain situations, and rightly so. Just because your coworkers don't deserve a better explanation over why you don't want to share, doesn't mean it wouldn't be better to give them one. Maybe you could have explained that these cookies remind you of a special time in your life with a relative who is no longer with you, and you would prefer to eat them while reflecting on your memories of them, or something like that. In any event, even though you have to work with them, and sometimes coworkers need coddling, screw them and their cookie-grubbing little hands and mouths. You did just fine. This one's from Comfortable Ad 7073, and it's called, Am I the Butthole for Kicking Out My Girlfriend's Family for Tying Up My Dog? I'm a 48-year-old man, and I have a 40-year-old girlfriend named Mariah who I've been seeing for 2 years. I live in the Northeast United States. I also have a 3-year-old male dog named Boots. Boots is a working dog breed, but is well behaved and loved by my friends and neighbors. He has the run of the house, and I also have a big fenced-in backyard for him to run around in. Mariah grew up in the South on a farm. She's been around dogs before, but they've always been outside dogs that worked the farm and slept in the barn or kennels. She's never had an indoor dog like Boots, and it was an adjustment to get used to him. But she loves him now. She did mention to me that her mother would never get used to an indoor dog and would absolutely not allow a dog in the kitchen. Mariah's mom and brothers wanted to visit her, but Mariah lives in a small one-bedroom apartment and doesn't have the room for them. Their family also can't afford a hotel. Mariah asked if the family could stay in my house. My house has plenty of space, so I agreed. They arrived, and things mostly went well. But as expected, Mariah's mom kept making comments about Boots being allowed indoors and how that wasn't right. I told them gently that I'll keep Boots from bothering them, but this is my house with my rules and Boots gets to hang out indoors with me. Aside from being around, Boots didn't do anything to provoke them. He generally chills in whatever room I'm in unless someone is actively playing with him. One morning, I woke up late and came downstairs to see Mariah's family making and eating breakfast. I noticed that Boots wasn't around and I asked where he was. Mariah's mom said, "Dogs don't belong in the kitchen, so we put him outside." I was slightly annoyed, but Boots likes being outside, so I figured it wasn't a big deal. I looked out the window thinking I would see him on my back deck, which was his usual spot, but he wasn't there. I stepped outside to find him and still couldn't see him. I went around the corner of the house and found Boots tied up to the fence using rope from kindling bundles I have for my fire pit. After untying Boots, I went back inside and asked Mariah's mom why they tied up my dog. She said that dogs shouldn't be allowed to run around and she was just treating him like a dog should be treated. Well, I told them to pick up their crap and get the frick out. Mariah and her mom called me a butthole because they had nowhere else to go. I said that was their problem. If they couldn't respect me and my dog, they had to get out. Am I the butthole? Edit. It's not clear from my post, but Mariah didn't know about or condone Boots' treatment from her mother. She was just worried about her family being put out. Mariah loves Boots and spoils him worse than I do. For example, she often takes him on long walks, and she insisted on holding a birthday party for him, complete with pupcakes. Pupcakes? Seamus says tie up his dog and getting kicked out of the house will be the least of your worries. I didn't even know that Seamus had a dog. Seamus? Oh, he doesn't. He's just making a point. Whew. I was like, then where is he? This one is from, I like musicals, and it's called, Am I the Butthole for Not Turning Down Acceptance into My Dream University Because My Best Friend Didn't Get In? A bit of background. I met my best friend through a musical theater youth group in our early teens. We were inseparable from the beginning, as we were the only people in our age group there, and we both loved performing. Last year, however, something changed when we were applying for university. I'm not sure how the selection process goes for more academic universities, but for us, it meant weeks of learning songs and dances and scripts and going to heaps of auditions, 2 on average for each school. However, I was finding more success than my best friend. I got called back for all but 2 programs I applied for, but she was only called back for a few, and she was feeling a bit bitter about it. That much was very clear. This was only amplified when we found out I was accepted to our dream university and she was not. She asked me to turn it down, but I said no. This is what I had wanted basically since starting theater. She got mad at me then and cut me off, which hurt, I won't lie. She was my best friend, and I thought she would have been happy for me. We hadn't spoken until a few weeks ago when she called me out of the blue asking if we could meet up. We did, and she was just like she was when we left each other, calling me selfish for doing what I thought was following my dreams, and telling me that it's not too late to quit, seeing as I'm not that good anyway and will never get a job in the industry. But she got me thinking, and maybe she's right. We were friends for years, and I feel bad for leaving her, and it feels like there are more talented people in my classes quite often. But all the same, I'm happy studying what I study, I have friends, and I'm following my passion. So, am I the butthole? We salute you, OP, for chasing your dreams and putting in all the hard work of learning your lines, practicing your dance moves, and all that comes with getting into your dream school. Your so-called friend is just a jealous genie and she doesn't deserve your friendship. Now that she has shown you her true color of green, you can dismiss her and follow your dreams unencumbered. I wonder what she would have done if the shoe were on the other foot. Not really. She would not have given it another thought and probably would have laughed at you if you suggested she not accept her dream university. That's it for this one, folks. Until next time.